Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel on Dynamic 365 F&O solutions. This is session 25. In this session, I'm going to continue discussing about product information management module. And in that, we discussed in the earlier session, we discussed about how to create a product master that uses dimension-based configuration technology and how to use it in a sales order. In this session, I'm going to create a product master that uses constraint-based configuration technology and also compare when to use um, a dimension-based product master and a constraint-based product master. Okay, now let me move on to the theory part in the creation step before I start configuring it in my F&O application. So this is a constraint-based configuration technology product master. I'm going to create it in 9 steps, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same set of BOM line that I used in dimension-based, so as to help compare what we did in dimension-based and what we are doing in configuration constraint-based. Okay, so now here, so the first step is to create a product master and then assign a constraint-based configuration technology. And then I need to release the constraint-based product master, and I have to add the basic steps that I did in dimension-based configuration technology. The first 3 steps are the same. Now, the next step is, instead of creating a configuration group, here I need to create a product configuration model. Okay. In dimension-based configuration technology, we created a configuration group, whereas here we have to create a product configuration model. That's the difference, first difference. And then I can add additional feature in using constraint-based configuration technology, whereas in dimension-based it is not possible. In dimension-based, I can only use the items or the BOM lines, based configuration. But here, I can add my own custom features for my car, and then call it as attributes, and then add the attributes in the product configuration model. And then next is I can further add some constraints, which attribute to be used and which no attribute should not be used, or which line item should not be used, based on the constraints and expressions. So when if we understand the difference between dimension based and constraint based, it helps us implement the solution for our customers based on their business need. A customer may need a dimension based when he is relying only on the BOM lines, whereas a customer may need a constraint based when he relies on some advanced features of each BOM line, or additional features of BOM line that are not BOM line but a feature of the BOM line. Okay, I'll show you when I go to the application screen. That will make it more easier to understand. For now, just go through the steps that are needed to create a constraint based. Okay. Now, then I'm going to add BOM lines. The BOM lines are the same which I am using, which I used for dimension based. And using the BOM lines, I'm going to add some constraints or the conditions. Okay, based on the condition, the BOM lines will automatically get picked and unpicked. Okay, for my um, product master variant. Okay, and then there are options. I'm going to show you what are the other options. I can add calculations specific to each BOM line, or I can introduce the additional calculations that are not based on BOM lines. Okay. And one more advanced feature of constraint based is I can add a sub component. Okay. What is a subcomponent? A subcomponent is another product master that uses the same constraint-based configuration technology. Whereas this feature, you cannot do it in dimension-based configuration technology. So if you look at it, constraint-based configuration technology is much advanced, and if we understand the uh, features of this, it is really helpful for us to now implement it accordingly to our customers' needs. Okay, so depending on the customer's business, we can pick and choose whether we should implement a dimension-based product master or a constraint-based product master. Now, after doing that, I'll be testing this configuration model that I created. Okay, and then I can check this the no the variants are how I can check these variants that are being created based on the constraint based using this option. Okay, I can go to the release product master and check the dimensions. It will show all the configurations that have been created. Okay, so these are the bomb line that I'm going to use. And having said that, let me move to the application now. Let me start creating a product master from the scratch. Okay, please hold on while I change the focus. Okay, I'm in release product page. Let me go to the product master. Create product master page. Okay, and new. Okay, this is a product master. I'm going to use the city constraint config. Okay. So this is to now make it more readable so that I can quickly identify the product master. Okay, it is using constraint based config. However, here this is the actual now. So I'm going to use the same configuration as the product dimension group. And please note that this is mandatory. We have to use configuration as the product dimension group. And the same like we did in dimension based here, instead of dimension based, I'm going to choose constraint based configuration. So this is my product master, okay, that I'm going to create. Okay, so the number is 45 and product master, it is using configuration as a product dimension group. And then I'm setting the configuration technology as constraint based configuration technology. Now, okay. All right. So now my product master is created. Can add the same. Okay, now I'm going to use some basic dimension groups. So I need to use the storage dimension group as site. And then these are the basic stuff which I showed in the PPD. So I'm creating this. Okay. So now it is ready. I want to release this. Okay. I want to release this to see, note that it's a constraint based, and I want to release this product to my legal entity. Okay. Save it. Release product. Okay. Next. I'm including the product master as well. And then I'm going to use it to a bin. And next, confirm selection. Finish. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to the release product page. I should find this in my release product master, release product page. So this is my release product page. I'm going to make a few more basic setup here. All these are already covered in my previous sessions. For those who are interested to know additional setup that I'm going to do in this, please feel free to refer to my earlier videos. And those who are interested may also subscribe to my channel. So I'm going to add a few more add attributes for this product master here. The first thing is I'm going to use the purchase price. Okay. So the purchase price unit, let me edit it. I'm going to use the EA, or I can use the product apply template. Like, let me apply the template. I already used the no HC configuration. Let me apply this template so that I will get the basic things done. Okay. So again, this I covered this session. I have covered this feature demonstration in my earlier session, how to create a product template and how to apply a product template. So please refer to the videos that describe this, that discusses the product template creation and applying product template. Okay. Now I'm going to use this. Let's see. So, so it has created the unit. It has created the basic units. Okay, for all the necessary tabs. For example, here it's not mentioned. I'll add a unit of measurement as EA. Each EA means each, and then and okay, all right. So each. So next, what I'm going to do is the manage cost. Okay. So these are all the things which are already which has been created based on the template. Okay. Now let me add a few more stuff here that is needed for my no product master or product configuration model, and subsequently to use in a sales order. Okay, let me add this. I need to add the purchase price. I'm adding the purchase price as 9 million, sorry, 900,000. Okay, and the base price of this constraint based configuration product master is 900,000. Now I'm going to add so I'm going to add a sales price. I want to use it in a sales order. So I'm going to create a sales price model. What is the sales price model? I'm going to use contribution ratio. So I'll tell you what is contribution ratio. So here I'm going to use, instead of purchase price, I'm going to use the cost. So I want to use the cost price for calculating the sales price. Okay. So what is the cost price? Let me define the cost price here. So where do I define the cost price? I go to the manage cost. Here I define the cost of this. So cost, what is a cost price? Cost price is actually basically to know cost of this product master to hold it in my inventory. I can purchase it for 900,000, but my holding cost of this product should be a little more because I'm going to store it in my inventory. So I'm going to use this. Okay. So this is my cost. Now let me show you what has happened. It said it gave a message. Shall I recalculate? Now what has happened is, okay. So I'm giving a contribution ratio. Okay. Let me come back to this a little later because I want to use this sales price to be automatically calculated for this product master based on my product configuration model. So I'm not going to add this uh, no sales price calculation in this tab. Rather, I would arrive it based on the product configuration model. Now I'll come back to this a little later. So now this is my product master. So let me check if I have added a cost. Yes. Sales price will be calculated. Now I want to use the um, inventory unit. Should I have added the inventory unit? Yes, I have added the inventory unit. And then, okay, boom. Okay, now I should use I have created a calculation group, and I'm going to use this to calculate the sales price of my product master. Okay, so calculation group is basically used for calculating the cost or sales price of the product master that uses a BOM based. That has a BOM. Okay, so this is going to have a BOM because I'm going to use BOM lines as I showed in the PPT. I'm going to use the BOM lines to arrive at this sales price. So in order to do that, I need to define this item cost price. What is that item cost price? Let me show you quickly. I had already created this. So this is what I'm going to I have created. So this is the calculation group is called item cost price calculation group, and this. It is based on the item cost price, and my sales price model is going to use cost group, and these are the basic setup. So this is important for me to create the sales price of my product master that I'm configuring now. Okay, now let me go to the next one, next setup. Okay, here I need to add a cost group. Okay, this cost groups is the now important like the calculation group. So these two work together: item cost calculation group and cost group. The cost group, okay, is also needed for me to create the for me to calculate the sales price of this product master. So I will be showing it no step by step when I go to the product configuration model. All of this will become clear. For now, this is the basic setup that needs to be done. So please bear with this explanation. When you see the product configuration model and when I use the pricing model, all of them will be used there. So that is why I'm setting up here, because if I'm going to set up from scratch, it's going to take longer time. So this is the basic thing which can be done. Let me show you how I did this. So this is what I did. Okay. So look at this. I added a cost group. The name of the cost group is item cost group. And then I have added a profit. So why is the profit needed? When I'm going to sell it, I want to add some profit. So I'm setting 12% as profit for this cost group. So whenever I use this cost group, okay, for my product master, the automatically the sales price will be calculated adding 12%, okay, over my cost of the no BOM line. So this is how it is going to calculate my sales price based on these setup. Okay, let me go back. So okay, so I have set up the cost group. I have set up the calculation group. So I showed you the calculation group. Okay. So look at this. This is where I'm mentioning is I'm saying calculate the sales price based on the cost group, and the cost group is also added here. Cost group. I have defined the cost group here. Okay. So that's it to this. That is all here. Now I will have to create the next step. The next step is I released it. I created the product master. I released it. I've added some basic information, basic step for product master. Now I have to move to the fourth step. Um, that is, so this is what is the now step I've done so far. I created the product master. I added the, I released it. I created the basic setup for product master. Now I have to create the product configuration model. Let me do that. Okay. Okay, so the product configuration model is there in this product configuration model. I go here and it is this is the product configuration model that has been created in order to reduce the video time. I want to show you with that I already created. This is what I have done. So let me open this. Okay. So this is the product configuration model that I created. So the first step is to assign a name. Okay. And it is called, I'm assigning a name for this model AB Honda City. And I'm saying reuse configuration as no. Use configuration nomenclature. Yes, yes. Let me explain to you what is this. Let me edit it. So so this is the product configuration model page, and so I am setting reuse configuration as no for now. I'll show you what is the no impact of this, and then I'm saying use configuration nomenclature as no. Okay. Okay, now let me save it. So I'll show you what is the difference when I use when I set it as yes and when I set it as no. And again, I reuse configuration set it as yes and no. Okay. So let me start with the default. Now this is my attribute. As I showed you in my PPT, I need to create attributes. What are the attributes? These are the attributes that I have. No, I want to create. So the attributes are I'm adding four attributes: the camera model and interior finish, car model, and engine type. So these are the attributes that I want to add for my product master. So, and then I need to add a solver name. Solver name is nothing but the label that will be used in my expression. Okay. So I cannot use this name. I need to use the solver name in my expression. So that's why the solver name is added here. More or less, it is the same. And of course, like no, um, it's a description. And here is the one that now we should be aware of. This is the attribute type. So attribute type is I'm adding attribute type uh, called car model. How did I do that? Okay. So attribute type is nothing but what is the type of the attribute? Is it a integer, is it a text or a string, things like that. Okay. So this is what I've done. It's a camera model, and I'm saying it is a text type, and I'm saying that it is a list. Okay. It's a fixed list. So I have given the following no values for this camera model. What are the camera model available? I have created a front view, lane view, and front and lane view. These are the three values that I've created. I can add, no, or I can delete. I can, okay, rear view. Okay, okay. So these are all the basic things that I already set up because if I'm going to do it from scratch, it might take more time. So I want to reduce the time, but I'll at the same time show you how I did this. Okay. So so it's based on fixed list. And these are the lists. Okay. And then save it, go back here. So this is a car model attribute type. Again, let me show you what I did in car interior. So interior, I want to say give two values. Interior is the basically I want to show you whether I want a sunroof interior or without a sunroof. Okay, why I'm creating this? Let me show you. Okay, um, when I actually go to the next, fast tag. So I added with sunroof and without sunroof. These are the two, and the attribute type is called car interior, and car interior has got two values. Okay, let me go back, and then car model. So this is the model which is going to be critical for my constraint based configuration technology. So what I've done here is I have added a car model, basically a US model and an India model. So again, the name of the attribute type is called car model, and I've added two values. Okay, so I'm going to use these attributes to pick and choose and or select and unselect my bomb lines. So that's the reason I've added this attribute type. Okay. So next is the engine type. So engine type, look at this. Look at this. Engine type is not a no bomb line. It is just a feature, additional feature. So let me again. I created a Honda engine type as an attribute type, and then I have added two values for that. One is the basic and the turbo. So why I've done that, I'll show you, okay, when I go to the next step. Okay, these are the two values that I created. And so all these are now my attributes. So now I created the attributes. Now I want to, go to the next step, next part. So here, the modifiers. So modifiers is basically you can control the attribute. You can make the attribute either a read-only or hide it or mandatory. So this part, like for example, it is not hidden, it is not mandatory, it is not read-only. So if I make this now part as read-only, okay, so what happens is I cannot change this. I cannot change or I cannot select this now in GTAG. Whereas I need to make, select, unselect in my configuration when I'm going to use it in my sales order. So I'm making it, not read only or editable. Okay. So again, this is the, I can make it mandatory if needed. For now, I'm not doing it. And if I want to hide this, so hide option is useful when you do not want the user to select or add value to this identifier or attribute. Okay. So for now, I'm leaving the modifiers as it is. Now let me go to the next session, constraints. Okay, here is what I'm controlling my now car model and whether I want to use a bomb line or not use a bomb line. Okay, now this is what it is. So my constraint is called, I'm giving a name car model and the description is car model and the constraint type is expression constraint. So what is the expression I've done? So let me go to this. Okay. So this is the expression that I created. Okay, basically I have to use the symbols, attributes, and the operators and values. Okay, based on that, I should create this expression. So it's all given here. Okay, now let me. So look at this. So I can use the implies the operator. Let me show you how I did this. So look at this. So it'll show you the implies. Okay. Now I need to use the attributes. Okay. So car model. Okay. Operator equal to values. Okay. USA, comma. Then I need to use attributes interior operators equal to values with sunroof. Okay. So this is my now expression that I created. Now I want to add one more condition to this. That is what I did this. Okay. I added one more condition. So I can use I can do add one more condition, like I added a and symbol and I created this. This is how I created this. Okay. So what does it mean? It means that implies means that when the interior is with sunroof, the car model should be automatically set as USA model. When the interior is selected as without sunroof, the car model should be set as India model. So this is what it implies. Okay. So I'm pressing OK here. Now, this is what setup we have done so far. Now I move on to the next fast step. So calculations, I'm leaving it blank because I'm not going to use calculations here. Calculations are basically used when I want to now add additional information, additional calculation based on some attribute values. For example, I can add a um, attribute called the length, okay, of the car, and then based on the length, I can add some calculation. If the length is more than now, let's say 15 feet, I can add some price, additional price. Okay. Or if the model is sedan or SUV, I can add some additional price. I can add those attributes and use it here and add some additional calculation. So I'm not using calculations here for now. I want to start with the basic version. And then I'm also not using subcomponents because I mentioned subcomponents is nothing but it should be addition one more product master that uses constraint based configuration technology. So I already have this as the parent one. Okay, this is the parent where I'm using constraint based configuration technology. If I want to add a subcomponent, the subcomponent should also be one more constraint based configuration technology product master. So for now, I'm not using it. I want to use a simple BOM line because my product master is going to use only the products that are going to be created as BOM lines. Okay. Now here, so I'm leaving subcomponents blank. So again, modifiers are same as I explained earlier. I can hide it and I can add some conditions. I'm not doing that. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the BOM lines here. Okay, let me add the BOM here. Okay, so here the Honda City standard. I'm going to start with the standard. Okay, condition, there is no condition for this. So now I will save it. Now I will add the BOM line here. Here, item number, I'm going to use standard. So this is my standard, okay, item for this. So here, I'm going to use this in the setup. I'm going to use okay. I'm going to use this as a quantity. Okay, one quantity for each no BOM, and then I'm not going to use attribute. I'm going to use value. So next is I don't have any dimension here. I'm not going to use dimension. Okay. It's at the site level, so I'm going to restrict to that. Now here, um, okay. So this is what it is. Okay. This is the setup calculation. So let me. So I'm going to use the calculation also here. So it meaning that I need to include this, BOM calculation. So I'm using these two values here. Okay, it is a line type is item, and then in the setup, I'm saying that one quantity is needed for each BOM, and the unit is EA. So this is what is the setup that I'm doing. Now, next, let me add another all the BOMs here. Next is the um, left hand steering. Okay, let me add the condition later. I will start add, save it, and then go to the bomb lines here. Item. Let me see the left hand steering. Okay, calculation, setup, quantity, one each for, okay, unit of the then. Okay, next, add the next one, right hand. Now let me add the bomb line for this. This is the right hand steering and calculation, yes, and setup quantity as one. Yeah, okay. Next, infotainment. So let me add the bomb line infotainment for this. Okay. Next, yes, and the quantity one here. Okay. So next, electric sunroof. Add the bomb lines. Okay. Use calculation, setup, quantity, one. Okay. Okay. Next, what was that? Electric, we have created this. Okay. A rear camera. Rear camera. Bomb lines. Added this rear parking. Added the, okay, rear parking sensor and camera. And yes, use it in calculation. Go to setup. Quantity is one for each bomb. And okay, next, is what was that? Um, what is that? I should add. Okay, okay, lane watch. I should add lane watch. Here I've done lane watch camera. Okay, 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 and yes, use it in calculation. Setup 20 each, one each. Okay, all right. So I've created the bomb lines now. Now I should add the condition here. Okay, let me add the condition for each bomb lines as applicable. So now here the condition for this bomb line, there is no condition here because I want to make it available for all the models, either it is a US model or India model. So I'm not adding condition here. So right hand steering, I want to use it when it is no um, car model is when the car model is. Let me go to okay attribute car model equal to values India. So this is my uh, condition. Okay, let me validate this. So yeah, no errors found. So it means that the condition is valid. So I'm going to use this condition. That's okay. So what does it mean? So right hand steering will be used. Bomb line will be used only when the car model is picked as India in my attribute screen. Car model. Here I've said. Here I've given car model. I can pick in. I had to select during my configuration. When I configure this product in my sales order, the car model will be a drop down, and then I need to select either India model or US model. So when I do that, automatically, when I select India model, um, this will this steering assembly will be picked in my production order. So similarly for left hand, here what I'm going to do is I have to add left hand steering is used for USA. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use this. And then infotainment is applicable for all. Electric sunroof is one I want to give additional um, condition here. What is the condition? I want to make it available for India model in a specific scenario. What is the scenario? The specific scenario is if I select a engine type, okay, turbo here, I want to give the, here if you look at the engine type, if I want to, if I select the engine type as turbo and the car model is India, I want to, provide the sunroof for the product. So this is the condition I'm going to use. So I'm going to add two conditions here. So remember, um, so this is the advantage of adding, constraint based. Whereas if I want to achieve it in dimension based, it is going to be not possible, or it's going to be, a complex, implementation. So that's the reason I'm, that's the reason Microsoft has given this constraint base. It is more flexible. It's for advanced product master setup. So I haven't seen this feature in any other product. I think this is a very good feature. If we understand this, we can play around this for our implementation and having understood our customer requirements. So I'm going to add two conditions here. Okay. Um, Let me add that condition. Hold on for a sec. So the sunroof condition, what I'm going to do, edit condition. So this is the condition I have created. Okay. So what is that? The car model if the car model is ESC, the sunroof will be selected. Or if the car model is India and engine type is turbo, even then the sunroof will be selected. So this is the condition I want to add here. Okay. So rear camera is common. So lane watch camera, I want to use it only for USA. Okay. So these are all the conditions I have created. So Honda City Standard is common, infotainment is common, and rear camera is common, and lane watch camera is meant for USA. Electric sunroof is multiple condition. Left hand steering is for USA, and right hand steering is for India. Okay. So these are all the setup that I've done for my product configuration model. So the name of the product configuration model is AB Honda City. Now I want to check whether my model that I've given setup is correct. So how do I do that? I can test my model. Now, route operation, I'm not defining this. Route operation is needed when I want to add route information in which is applicable for a production order. Here, I want to use it for a sales order. So route, I can add route because when I want to add a production order, in those steps I can use the route operation. So here I'm just making it a simple use case. I want to use it in my sales order. I'll show you when I create a sales order how this bomb gets changed based on my model. Okay, now let me go to the model. Okay, I've created the model. Now add a version for this. Okay, so I want to approve this. It's approved. Uh, let me approve this. Okay, now let me activate this. Okay, now let me. Okay, it's not activated. Okay, save it. I've done that. Now let me go to. Here is what I want to do. Okay, I want to show you. I need to create a price model. If I want to, before that, let me test this. Okay, let me test this model. So this is the way to test the product confidence model. So look at this. So the user interface, this user interface will show up in my sales order screen when I click the product and supply menu under a sales order line. I'll come there. You can see that same screen coming up in a sales order. So the next step is to create a sales order and use this product master in a sales order. So this is what it is. Now look at this. I want to use show only the feasible. So what does it mean? Show only those values that are feasible. For example, a car model, I can select front view, lane view, front end view, rear view. This is what we selected. If you recollect, it was selected. These are the values that I added in my attribute type. Okay, car model. Camera model. So camera model, I have not given any expression or condition. So it is not going to impact my price or the BOM lines choice. So this is without any condition. So it is a feature. I can select line view, front view, rear view. However, I'm not added any expression or condition for this. I can pick and choose any value. Now, next is interior finish. So here I want to use with sunroof. With sunroof means it will show okay, USA model. And if I select without sunroof, automatically it will choose the India model. Okay, so it is working. So the condition is working. Now let me select the uh, engine type. So engine type is the basic or turbo. These are the values I given. So this is what it is. So it is the way to test our product configuration model that we have created. So it means that it is working correctly. Okay. So this is what has been done so far. So this is the end of product configuration model. So we have created a product configuration model, and we have assigned it a product master. And now we have to go and test this using a sales order. So I want to stop here. I would like to continue this session in my next video. And go on to create a sales order and then add this product configuration model, or the product master is a sales line item, and then show you how it now changes the no bomb lines based on my product configuration model values. Okay. Thank you so much. And I look forward to see you soon in my next session. And see you then. Thank you again. Bye.